Hello creative friends, Khara Plicanic here, and today I'm going to show you some quick and easy ways to remove the background from your images in Photoshop. The first of which is the button that's actually called Remove Background. If you don't see it, you need to have your contextual taskbar open. So you can find that under the window menu by making sure there's a check next to contextual taskbar. Then all you need to do is click Remove Background. Photoshop will analyze the image and remove what it believes the background to be. Depending on your image, this may be all you need to do. You can see it did a pretty terrific job here, except if we zoom in on this spot right here, and we can see it put a hole in his bag where the shirt used to be. So if we shift click on the thumbnail here of the mask in the layers panel, we can see that that's actually just his shirt. So because Photoshop does remove the background, not by erasing the pixels, but by instead hiding them using a layer mask, we know that the shirt is still there. It's just being hidden with this mask. If I Alt or Option click on the mask, we can see that the areas that are painted with black are hiding parts of the image, and the areas that are white are showing the image. So this little area right here should be white instead of black. So I'm gonna Alt or Option click once more. This is super easy to fix. I'll just press B for my brush tool. I'll make sure I've got my white paint handy, and I'm just gonna paint right over that. And if I Alt or Option click again, we can see we've literally just painted that in with white, which tells Photoshop to go ahead and show that area. So that is perfect. That image, I think, is done. Of course, it's not always that simple. Here we have an image with curly hair that is in motion, and it is on a blue background, so this could be a bit trickier. We could choose Remove Background again, but if we want to take full advantage of Adobe's AI features, then we're going to use the Select Subject option instead. So to get there, I'm going to press the W key. This brings up one of these three tools. I like to remember W for wizard-like selection tools because all of these tools use some sort of automated selection process. And all three of them come with access to these two buttons up here in the control panel. We have Select Subject and we have Select and Mask. So I'm going to choose Select Subject first, and I want to make sure that I click the drop down here to tell Photoshop to process this selection in the cloud. So if you have internet connection, you can send this image to the cloud for more detailed, better results. So that's what I want to do. And then I'm just going to click Select Subject, and we can see it makes a rough selection. Of course, we can't tell what it really looks like because marching ants don't really display our selection in great detail. So we're going to choose this next button up here, Select and Mask. So this brings us into our Select and Mask workspace where we've got some dedicated tools on the left over here, and we have some control options on the right. The first thing to know is up at the top, we can control the way that our selection is viewed. So depending on your image, some of these may be more helpful than others. I think the default is this onion mode option, which just shows you your selected area, and then you can adjust the transparency of the non-selected area to whatever you think is going to help you make the best selection. Sometimes the best way to view this is either going to be on a black background, maybe a white background, or you can just view your selection in black and white. You'll want to play around in here to find what is going to work best for you and your particular image. I think I'm going to leave this to a white background. And then down here we have two modes of refinement. We have a color aware mode and an object aware mode. And Photoshop's going to tell you that this object aware option is the best choice for fur or complicated backgrounds, and that color aware is better for simple and contrasting backgrounds. So you'll just have to see which one works. You switch between them by just clicking on it. So now it's warning me that switching to object aware mode might mess up my current settings, but I think we're going to be good either way. Down below this, we have all kinds of sliders for basically fine-tuning the way that Photoshop generates the selection. We can smooth the selection, feather it, increase the contrast, and shift it inwards or outwards. Over here on the left, we have a number of different tools we can use to restore parts of the selection or manually paint over them. Or in the case of hair like this with the background color coming through, we can use this tool right here. This is the Refine Edge brush tool, and it works by just painting over any areas that you want Photoshop to take another look at. And then it refines it and does sometimes a better job. That was not an improvement right there. And I found for this image in particular, I like working at this point with the color aware adjustments because we've already got the selection around her and her hair more or less, but I just really want to clean up the color that is a problem through here. So if I switch over from object aware to color aware and I come through here and basically brush over this hair, look at what a better job it does getting rid of those blue color that was bleeding through. So you brush over it, and then when you let go, you'll see that it kind of reprocesses all of that, and I think it does a really great job. So I'm just painting over this and cleaning up that selection a little bit. There's also an option down here for decontaminating colors. So if we click to enable that, you can see it does an even better job where it is basically getting rid of any spill from that background. So you see that a lot, especially if someone is photographed in front of a green screen, or in this case, a blue background. Those colors can kind of bleed into the subject. So this option down here to decontaminate colors is really helpful. And then it has a slider where you can adjust the intensity of that edit. And when you're happy with things, you can go down here and tell Photoshop how you want to output it. I'm going to choose new layer with layer mask. And when I click OK, we can see the finished result looks great. Now, even after the fact, if you realize, oops, that doesn't look so great right there, we can still get back into that workspace. As long as we've got a W tool selected, we can click select and mask, and I can go right back in here and refine this using that same Refine Edge brush. And when I click OK, it will simply add it to a new layer with a new layer mask, which means we can delete this one if we want it. So there you go, a look at how to remove the background, both quick and dirty, as well as a method that gives you a lot more control over the final result.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, creativepro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.